Good day, folks. Brother Jimmy here with Sister Honey and my son Tommy Truthful here for another energy body reset, anchoring the illuminated self. Boy, we got a lot to talk about today. Sister Honey is going to share a lot of important information with you. My son Tommy is going to share a lot of important information with you. Make sure that you share this video, like, comment if it resonates with you. Lots of things are going on. Also, today is a number 11 universal day. We know 11 is a master number also. So we're going to get into talking about all of the energy that's going on right now, what's happening, and how you're going to be able to reset your energy and make sure that you can take care of yourself and your nervous system. We talk about the nervous system. I'll show, you can see this beautiful picture. Let me take that off real quick. We'll get in more depth about that nervous system, your electrical grid in your physical body, and we'll talk about how we can take care of that. So how are you doing today, Sister Honey and son Tommy?
Good. Everything's good. I went to the hairdresser today. It's really wild. Like the energy is very wild. And people that have not been aware are becoming more aware. They're like, yeah, the world is crazy. And I've seen 2 people with appointments the last couple of days, and they're not totally aware of all the things, but they're aware that things are going on and it's intense. And just basically letting people know, if they ask, that it's going to look worse than it is right now, but after that it's going to get better. And that's really important for you guys to know, because we're at that point where the house of cards is about ready to fall in on itself. And it's going to be very dramatic, even though it's already happened in the background. So keep that in mind and take care of your nervous system. Keep yourself grounded. Make sure you're not giving away all your energy to everybody else. And just taking care of yourself during this time, and disconnect when you need to. We really don't need to know about all the things that are going on, because they're not really for us. So keep that in mind.
Yes. The energy is intense. I was telling my son Tommy earlier, and then we're going to go to him, that I feel like it's just on me. I can feel it. You can feel it all over your body, in every fiber of your being. And I was telling him some big stuff's getting ready to pop off, and it's going to shake the core of a lot of humanity. But everybody's got to focus on the new and understand that all of this old falling away is okay, because we'll get through it and we'll work on building the new together. And I know we are focused on the new with what we do in stepintoyourpower.com. So how you doing, son, with all the beautiful, stimulating energy pouring onto this planet right now?
I'm doing good, just working on myself. And that's what we got to do through this time. I know people around the world are seeing a lot of scary things. My prayers go out to people in Kenya, the major floods that happened there. Peru, they just had the major floods. Tonga, the earthquake that happened. So we have a lot of huge events taking place, but it's all a good thing. Like I say all the time, guys, the old has to fall away for the new to be born. So, these events were all just in March, and there were a lot more. That's just a few. A lot of flooding, but yeah, I think we're going to feel the energy increase more, Pops, as we go into the summer, especially with this Schumann resonance. But it's a good thing to me. I'm looking forward to it myself.
Yeah, it is a good thing. I'm looking for a post. I wanted to show this post. I think it really represents where we're all going and where we're all going to be transitioning. Let me see if I can.
Well, honey, remember when we talked to your friend, the astrologer,
Kelly?
Yeah, Dr. Kelly. my buddy Kelly. She's very smart, guys. Check her videos out. When we was talking to her, she said after the horse came in, we was going to deal with some pretty tough energy, and then the horse comes in, and all these flooding events are happening all around the world. But Mother Earth, I mean, how much can it take? It's kind of like going through its own purge right now.
Mm-hmm.
I just tell people don't get scared. I know it's hard to say that to people that are experiencing these events.
Well, if you're eternal, if you're an eternal being, and you're eternal, and there's no death, and it's only transition, there is nothing to be afraid of at all. Not one thing to be afraid of. And I know that, like, I don't even fear that in any way, shape, or form. But I wanted to show this image because I think this image is really cool. This is an image that went out on social media from me. And what do we got in the middle of the flames there?
Oh, yeah.
A phoenix.
We got the phoenix rising, the phoenix rising. And that's what we are. We are that phoenix. The children of light are the phoenix, and we will bring the new earth into, it's happening already. And so again, as these big booms happen, and more will happen, and they will continue to happen, just focus on what's good. And if you're not part of the community, come into stepinyourpower.com and get some support. So Sister Honey, you had talked about, one of the things we talk about a lot is the, energy hygiene, strengthening your energy body, making sure that you're doing what's right to take care of yourself. Not just, everything starts in the energy body, and then it goes into the physical body, which is mostly water and electricity, but that's what happens. Talk about, before we got on here, you had a book you were looking at, and talk about that a little bit, and talk about how people can protect themselves throughout their day from bathing in this electromagnetic radiation like no tomorrow, and from the plans of people with robotics, AI. It's only going to increase until the new earth is completely, done, and we got technology that doesn't affect everybody at the cellular level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So first I want to just talk about the energy body total. So the energy body is made in layers. So you have layers of different energy around your body, and it's a toroidal field. And we used to always, in my family, talk about the soul egg. So your soul is really outside of your body and within your body. Your body is inside of the soul. And we need to remember that. So we want to protect that energy. And we also don't want to take on anybody else's energy. So I suggest every day that you clear off cords from other people. And I have to do that a lot, because the more you are on social media, the more people are maybe thinking that you have an idea about something, or you maybe know something, or they're asking you a question and they're expecting something from you, and it creates a connection. And nobody really realizes that that's happening. And that's what quantum entanglement is. So we also have all of this electricity going on here. And this is a book that I just bought called Dirty Electricity. And I'm not a doctor, but I did study nutrition, and I did study, I am studying stuff constantly. But unless your electrical cords within your walls, unless those wires are inside of metal, like a Faraday cage, they're off-putting energy to you. And the thing that has been created in the early 1900s was dirty energy. So that energy isn't compatible with the human body. And none of our electronics are totally compatible either. And that's why we put things on the electronics themselves. So that's what I use Body Align for, because I want my cells to be able to let go of toxins and take in nutrients. And with EMFs, what it does is it actually shuts it down.
Yeah.
So when I had an appointment, I don't know how long ago it was, probably right after Italy. Or maybe it was right after Vermont. We went to Vermont and I talked to this lady and she goes, "You are just full of EMF stuff." And I was like, "I don't know how that happened. I have the stickers on my phone, and these were old stickers. These weren't the Body Align stickers. And I had just been off of a plane, but I didn't think of that. Right. So planes are really bad for that. So now I wear this for everything around me. And I have the stickers on everything because I really want my body to get well, to be as optimum as it can be. So that's important, that you can detox and that you can also take in your nutrients. Another thing I just learned is that I'm always talking about minerals all the time. And if you have magnesium and you take it with your coffee doesn't let the magnesium get into your body. So if you're a coffee lover, which I always have a cup of coffee every morning, take your vitamins separately, because it doesn't just interfere with magnesium. It interferes with other things too, like iodine.
Yeah.
So what do I do for my energetic field after that is I use nanosoma for my energetic field. So
I got a great picture of that too.
Yeah. Those
we'll
two
show
things
here in a
are
minute.
really, really good.
Amazing product. And I just want to add, guys, it changed my life. I went through a situation with my leg and had some difficulties, and my audience knows, I almost lost it, and that stuff right there changed my life. But you got to be careful, because there are a lot of people online that are filling them bottles with water and selling fake versions of it. So make sure to check the link in the description so you guys can get the real stuff. Just like them bands you see my father and Honey. Could you guys hold your band up again? Them links are also down in the description, or the
right there too.
Yeah, the QR code up there on the top. Yeah. You want to make sure you're getting the right stuff. Just so many people are selling knockoff stuff these days. They're making knockoff accounts. They got knockoff Tommy accounts, knockoff Honey accounts.
Yeah. I have so many. It's amazing. I can't imagine how many you have, Tommy.
Oh, it's nuts. Go ahead.
I want to say something about what you made a statement about EMF radiation, because I'm part of Body Align, and Body Align is the main sponsor for the Step Into Your Power free community. So, this community is free, stepintoyourpower.com, and it's free for all to come on in. And the love and light, we call it the community of light, the sanctuary of empowerment. It's all about you stepping into your power and becoming the sovereign, free being that you are meant to be, and fulfilling your divine sovereign blueprint that is sitting there waiting for you to get into alignment with it. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to say that you had mentioned, Sister Honey, is about your ATP channel, the EMF radiation shutting down your ATP channel. And when Sister Honey was using the Chinese knockoffs, and we got to be very careful what we say about any products or anything on YouTube, or Rumble's fine, but YouTube isn't. But the ones that these are the Body Align ones, so they have frequencies in them that help mitigate that ATP problem, right? And keeps the body. What it does is it keeps the body in energetic alignment so that these EMFs don't affect it. Okay, but then the other ones that have blockers and stuff, she told you it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And so there's other things like, you know, the Sugnite, the little pyramid I have here. I have my rocks and crystals right here. The salt lamps, the having, you know, some kind of grounding mat. I have one under my desk here, and having it on your bed, you know, sleeping on a grounding mat. Drinking a lot of water, getting into the earthing, you know, going into the ocean, hugging a tree, even though that sounds crazy, but hugging a tree, making sure that you are doing what you need to do in your environment. Like I have a negative ion creator over here, Claritin. You can get them on Amazon for like 20 bucks. You know, I think you get like 3 or 4 of them. You plug it in. What does it do? It puts negative ions in your environment. What does that do? Go to Gemini, go to Grok, go to ChatGPT, go to any one of them and put in the benefits of negative ions to people in the planet and let it come back, and it will blow your mind. We should be putting negative ions everywhere because it has a lot to do with the way people act too and how they feel, right? So that's big. Sister Honey was also talking about the nanosoma, and again, the links in below, because you want to help support the free community. Make sure you do what's right with your energy, whether that's financial energy or any energy. Make sure you're putting it into the right thing and the right people and the right mission, because, you know, manifestation is happening quicker back to you, and accountability is happening too. So where we put our energy, it's coming back to us also quickly. But she was talking, explain that, and this is after you do 5 shots of the nano under the tongue. That was the energy body coming in here. It looks like a meteor shower, and then this is the one after the 5. But isn't that what you were talking about? Isn't that the soul? Is that the egg you were talking about?
Yeah,
the egg
this is
shape?
the egg. This is the egg, yeah. And I don't know, Tommy, if you could put the link in, because it's not.
Yeah, I got it. I got it on hand.
Okay. Yeah. So the soul egg, your whole body is, your soul is in your body and outside your body. Your soul is big. Okay. Yeah. And for your soul to shrink down that much is massive, because you guys, your soul is bigger than this planet. So feel like if you had to shrink yourself into the size of a pea, that's basically what you're doing every day. Your soul is doing every day. So you don't want anything like damaging your energetics. And if you have a shadow that's after you, if you just got off a plane, you know how people get sick a lot of times after they're getting off of a plane?
Yes.
All that energy.
Yeah. It's because it messes with your energetic field. And it's kind of like being in a wormhole, really. So that's important to really guard your energetic field. And the last 2 times that I got off, you know, been traveling, it really didn't affect me even close to the same way that it did a year before. The year before, I had pneumonia. I was getting better, got on the plane, then had pneumonia for a month and a half.
Yeah.
So it's really important to take care of your energy. And we appreciate it if you buy it through this, you know, what were our links, because that's how we're able to pay for everything for stepanierpower.com.
Well, and it helps them, because again, I'm over here in the beautiful Dominican Republic in Las Trenes. Look it up in Samana. Brother Jimmy's here on a mission. You know, I'm about bringing more people to the light. I want to help bring more people's frequency up. And I don't get involved in things that aren't righteous and honest and with integrity and transparency. So I know my son put up the wrong link. So the link in the description is the ones that you want to use and help, you know, transfer that energy, that good energy to this community, because be part of this community. There's 8,150 beautiful souls in this community right now. And we're still in pre-launch. Get it another year, add a 0 to that. Give it another year and add another 0 to that. Give it another year. It's going to continue to grow when it is right and its divine timing is right and everything is in the right frequency. More happens and more happens and more happens. Everything that you could ever want or ever imagine in your perfect life that you want is there already. It's whether you are in frequency with it.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Right?
Yeah, and electric cars are really tough. So
you're sitting on a battery.
That link I put up is for my audience. So I'm sorry, guys. That's the link for my audience. But in the description of Honey's video, my dad's video, my video, you'll see the links. I don't know if they put the NanoSoma one, but it is in my description.
Yeah, I'll have it up in there, but again, let's move off of the products.
Yeah.
If you want to help us, that's great. That's up to you. But at the end of the day, you got to focus on your energy hygiene, and making sure that you're doing what's right to keep yourself at the highest frequency and vibration you can, because your experience, your reality is all based on it. Mm-hmm. So I move people, they come in here with negativity around me or online, I shut them down quick. And I bubble myself up before I walk on a plane, before I go out in the public, before I ever do anything. I've got a shield around me, like better than the Star Trek's, shield. The shield. You got to shield yourself. Talk about that, Sister Honey. You're really great at walking people through, bubbling themselves up, shielding themselves up. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you, when you, and I can't say the word here because we're on YouTube, but when you and Sister Lisa did your session that you have people come, I was feeling the energy was coming through the screen, and I was bringing it through my left hand and putting it through to my wife, who was sitting right next to me on my right hand. I could feel the energy flowing through me, and she was nodding out. You know what I mean? And anybody that knows the Reiki stuff, they understand the nodding out and what goes on when you do that. But talk to folks about how they can bubble themselves up, how they can shield themselves from all this other energy from people.
Yeah, so the first thing I would do is remove your own ego. So the ego is the sum of traumas and programming that keeps us all small, right? And we're not meant to be small. We're meant to stand in our own power and be ourselves, be our real selves. And what I like to do is just fill the body up with like a liquid light. So think of a lava lamp and think of that being like liquid light and going into the body and being very bright, like as white as the wall back there. And you just pour it into your body. And then you reach in after you've asked it to collect all of the trauma, all of the stress, all of the things that are bothering you in that moment. And you basically lift it up and out and you throw it out into the universe for transmutation. And then you want to grow your heart light. So grow your soul big, 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 where your God spark is. And basically light yourself up completely. And then think about maybe the movie Tron or some superhero movie and put yourself in armor. And what I do is I create armor made of light, and I'll start with my feet and I'll put it all the way up my body and over the top of my head. And that's how I walk out of the house. And then I armor up the car and, I do all those things. And it really has kept me clear in a lot of weird situations. So.
Yeah. And call on your soul family, call on the guardian angels, call on the warrior angels. I mean, I'll go through 30 minutes worth of prayer declarations, declaring and decreeing in the morning. I lay that all out. I got them over my windows, over my doors, over my shoulders. I got legions of light around me. So you have that power.
Yeah.
Know you do, and do it. it's interesting. I'll go outside and it's just beautiful for me, because I prepare myself for it, right? When I'm walking out, I'll even see people that might not just be, maybe they're in the wrong energy. They move to the other side of the street.
Yeah.
When I'm walking down the street, they move to the other side of the street. So when you understand this and you start getting yourself into a routine of really focusing on that frequency you're putting out and looking at what is going on in your life right now, like what is it going on right now today? And then if it's not optimum for you, then you need to change your frequency. You got to start working on things to take care of yourself. This is why we do these energy body resets, even though we've got solutions that we have in the community and outside of it to help people with that. You've got to really look at this stuff and really look at what do I need to do to keep my energy and my joy and my love and my integrity and my truthfulness, honesty, all of that at the highest level. Because when you do that, your frequency, your vibration is at that level. When you start, even little white lies, even little deceptions, even all of these little things are very low frequency. Lust, deception, lies, all of that is like gutter frequency. And when you go down that low, believe me when I'm telling you, you will attract that into your world. Son, over to you. You're talking too much.
About frequencies?
Well, no, let me say one thing and you can talk about this. Today's 11 day, son. The 11 frequency amplifies our inner knowing, our intuition. It's like the veil thins, yet with that can come a feeling of too much. I've been feeling that. How do you recognize the whisper of intuition versus the shout of overwhelm? And I told you earlier, son, that I felt like this. I don't even know how to describe it, but like the energy has just been, I've been feeling it all over my body. How many people have been feeling that?
Could I share what I do to help me? Okay, so what I do in the morning, guys, it only takes me about 10 minutes to do this exercise. And I work on my chakras. So we have more than 7 chakras, but these are your 7 main chakras and how to open them. I know a lot of misconception has been put out in the truth community. Like some of these hand signs are, that's all lies. They just don't want you to know how to, clear your chakras. There's nothing evil about any of these hand signs. So it's also connected, honey. A reason I think they released all them bells or got rid of all them bells during the last global reset in the Tartarian time, because when you make these noises, like for example, holding your thumb to the index finger and making that noise, lum, it has like a vibrate. You can feel it in your body, lum. That clears your root chakra. And on stepinyourpower.com, I give a whole breakdown what happens when the root chakra is not cleared, when you're not centered there. And then your sacral chakra, so we're starting from the bottom up here, is VUM, and you're placing your hands in your lap with your palms facing upward, right palm resting on top of the left, and you make that chakra sound. It's a long VUM, but it's all vibrational frequencies, and it really works. I sent it to my father before I did the post, guys, and just hold the vibration as long as you can. Go through them.
Well, that's why Om, right? Om, and these all of your organs and all of these things are connected in your fingers and your toes. And the way you're doing it, I'm showing it too, son. The way it's being done. See, the people in the know that say they're still rulers of the world already know this, but it's from the devil.
Yeah.
So everything they want you not to do, is from the devil. Okay, the indoctrination system that has everybody worried about, stepping into their power, right? Like numerology. Well, yeah, astrology, signs in the heavens and the earth. All of these things you pay attention to. People, like even in my call center, I would look at somebody's birth date and I would run their numbers and I'd find their feng shui position for success. Like, what is mine? Southwest. Where do you think I'm facing right now? As I'm looking at the screen, where do you think I'm facing? Southwest. I've been doing it for decades. Over here is west for me. Which way does my bed point? Because that's my love. This is southwest is my success. Where do my wife and my bed point? West. Now, if you don't think feng shui works, go look at some of the multi-billionaires' office setups. They feng shui everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you flow with the energy flows with you. And when you're in flow with the energy, so much happens for you in a magical way.
It's very important. And like I was saying, none of these hand signs you see here, guys, are evil at all. So
No,
that's been a misconception. And coming up with these astrological alignments that we're getting ready to go through, you're going to want to use this to clear your frequency, because we got some big ones coming up in April. So
there's some booms coming. Talk about that a little bit, Sister Honey. I feel, and I told my son this, I said, son, there's some big booms coming.
Well, Dad, April 9th is one of the huge ones, I think, and that's a huge day anyway.
I'm not talking about times, you got the number thing,
no,
but I'm just saying it's coming. I feel it. You know what I mean?
Talking about the astrological alignment, that's going to be a big one on April 9th, because Mars enters Aries, and Mars and Aries are both what? Mars is the war god in Roman mythology. Aries is the war god in Greek mythology. So usually when these two come together, it's a very powerful energy, and that happens April 9th at 3:36 p.m. actually. In April, we've had a lot of weird events happen on that day, so my audience will fully understand it. It's the day Prince Philip went on to the other side. It's the day DMX went to the other side. It's just the guy that created CERN. Hey, he went to the other side.
Yeah,
that was the day after the major eclipse that we had, and that everybody was waiting for, that made the final X across America. And then CERN was online the very next day. The creator of CERN, they told us, passed away. And then my favorite day is April 17th. That's when the new moon is in Aries. So that whole cycle starts over. Back to you, honey.
Well, I know that Mercury is about ready to go direct, and I have never paid close attention to astrology until recently, because I know that the planets, just like Mother Earth, have a soul, and they have some really big intentions for everybody here on Earth right now, and they are pushing the envelope like it's never been pushed. So we are going to experience a lot of change, and I feel like, if you can imagine a whole room full of dominoes, and all you have to do is hit one, and then 10 minutes later all of them have been laid down. I feel like we're right there. So
yeah, I agree.
There's a lot going on right now, and just really taking care of your own energetic body is going to help not only you but everybody around you.
Yeah, it is. And I'm sure everybody's feeling the energy out there. It's, it's off the chain, and it's an exciting time to be alive. And, I know a lot of people are, worried about what's going to be happening. But remember, all of this stuff is built on garbage. Have you ever seen that movie, is it called idiocracy, about like everybody's like got an IQ of about 50, and they're sitting there with a couch with a toilet, sipping on Gatorade or something because there's no more water. They're watering all the grass with Gatorade. Come on, somebody knows this movie where
Idiocracy.
yeah,
Idiocracy.
yeah. Idiocracy. Yeah, and so they would like everybody to live that type of life, right? And everything that we've got built right now is almost like on a system that was made by a bunch of people like that. And so it's good that it falls apart.
Right.
Let it fall apart. Rejoice it falling apart. Don't be fearful of it. Just make sure you got your water and some food, and you got yourself backed up. And then once you do that, don't worry about it. Just let it go. What's the worst case scenario? You transition. And when I'm talking about transitioning, I'm talking about you're a living, eternal soul that's had many bodies. So what's the worst case scenario? Actually, the worst case scenario is the best case scenario, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been there. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
No. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't wait to get out when I was 7, and I had my 8th birthday in the hospital. But I was so excited. And then the answer was, because I asked the question, are my parents going to be okay? Is my family going to be okay if I leave? Not so much. So I was like, oh, great. And then I went back. So really, we have to remember that we're in a game. We're in a construct. Your soul is the driver. And most of the time, you're behaving like your soul is asking you to, unless you're in fight or flight. And at this point, when somebody goes into fight or flight, it's like a disconnect, because your nervous system isn't allowing the proper messages to come through. So the biggest thing that you guys can do is take care of your nervous system during this time and not pay too much attention to all the little details that go on, because we really don't need them. But I got to say, I'm so excited for everything to fall apart. Every time I see another step, I'm like, good, keep going. We're ready for it to happen and to change. We're ready for change.
Well, if anybody's seen the report from the Department of Treasury on the United States government that came out in December of, I think, 2025, don't quote me exactly, but right around that time, the United States of America is insolvent. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so, it's interesting because I'm young, 60 years old, 60 years young, let me repeat, 60 years young. And, my wife and I were looking at this Social Security thing. It's funny because you're made to pay into that, right? You have to pay into it. But at the end of the day, they penalize you if you make money. So it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. So I paid in, but if I make money, they take, for every this I make, they take $1 away. What's the point, But then I looked at this report about, and we knew this, most people, it doesn't, they know that there's no coming back from where the United States is right now. And not only the United States, but most countries around the world. Mm-hmm. But it's all good news. It's all monopoly money. But, we're $88 trillion in unfunded liabilities in the United States just with Social Security. Doesn't include the 39 trillion. It doesn't include the other things that are unfunded liabilities. When you total them all up, they're about $250 billion. What? Yeah, $250 trillion about. So come on, who's kidding who? Mm-hmm. China's in big all these countries are up to all the way to the top, overflowing with debt. So what's going to happen here? Everything has to change.
Yep.
Okay, AI's taken over. I've been building out the Guardian system to help me with the community and building out other systems I mean, SaaS, software as a service is going to be dead. I mean, with these AI agents and everything going on with robotics, I mean, the amount of job loss that's going to happen over the next 5 years is going to be dramatic. But here's the good news. This system is a slavery system. We should be free to do what we were called here to do, not work like a robot on a little freaking hamster wheel. Oh, worried every week that you got to pay your bills and, oh my God, I got to do this. Like, that's not what we were meant to be. So let it fall and be happy it does. And then we'll build something so much better, so much more beautiful. And like other worlds and other civilizations have, where, eventually you don't even need money. I know that sounds crazy, but there are worlds out there that are very harmonious with love and light that don't use money, okay? And don't use oil and don't use all this stuff that hurts Mother Earth. They're in harmony with living beings. They're in harmony with Mother Earth, and that's where we're moving. So let this corrupt, disgusting system fall apart, and don't get emotionally attached to it. Back to you, Sister Honey.
Well, it's time. I mean, we're at that time. We're at the end of the procession of the equinoxes. We're at the age of Aquarius. We're at the Hopi prophecy. We're at the Kali Yuga. All the things are happening right now. And it's time for massive change. And we have to remember that the earth was pulled into a lower density and now has risen. And it's time for us to actually take part in that. It's time for us to understand what the fifth dimension is and how that consciousness can actually create the most beautiful kind of world, and it's instant manifestation. So that's what we're stepping into right now. And it's going to be so much different than what we've experienced. And we need to allow that, allow the goodness, and allow for change. Yeah.
Yes. And also, grounding these expanded frequencies are so important. Like, you're getting more and more energy coming into you. Mm-hmm. Your frequency is increasing. So if you're not maintaining your nervous system, which operates all of this. So, pretty much every single freaking system in your body is regulated by your nervous system. It's the master regulator. That's why we talk about it. That's why a lot of spiritual communities talk about it, because it is direct connect to the soul and is running your electrical system. And so you have to pay attention to it, because even if you look at what's been going on with the Schumann resonance, it's been off the chart. I mean, we got people posting that almost every day in the community, and I see it on my Facebook feed too. It's off the chart. I mean, I've never seen it like this. And all the time I've been here in this lifetime on a planet, I've never seen it like this. And then look at what Sister Honey said, all this convergence happening simultaneously, and Pluto is in Aquarius since 2024 until 2044. Mm-hmm. And go to Grok, go to Gemini, go to any of these AIs and put, what has happened the last 2,000 years when Pluto is in Aquarius, which only happens every 248 years, and read what it says. And this time it's bigger than it's ever going to be, because you got all this other stuff that is also happening at the same time. Son, you know a lot about that. We've talked about this, journey of decades through the Pluto and Aquarius, but yet there is also all these other signs lining up exactly with it. So this time it's going to be, I think, bigger than this Earth has ever seen.
Well, yeah, that's why we're seeing, the East Africa just getting hit with major floods, flooding in Peru, cyclones, all these natural disasters, whatever. It's some type of cyclical reset that we go through, and it is directly tied to Pluto in Aquarius. We've seen many empires fall and rise. We rose here in America in 1776, the last time it was in the position it is now. And so it's time for something new. So we see it at the end of a cycle, the beginning of new cycles. But yeah, it's definitely having an effect on what we got going on around us right now. With, I mean, just in the last 24 hours, you should look at the weather. And guys out there, there's nothing wrong with look. One of my people emailed me and like, Tommy, I enjoy looking into the weather and stuff. I said, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Just don't live your life in fear about it. That's when it becomes a problem, when it starts to dictate your life and you're scared. There's nothing wrong with stocking up on water and being prepared. I am, my dad is. Nothing wrong with that at all. You just don't fear it, guys, because it's not the end. But yeah, the Pluto in Aquarius has major effects. And it always has when it comes around. So we'll be seeing that pops right through the 2040s,
Yeah, and I'm excited about it because again, I'm a young 60 and I'll be a young 80 when this ends. And I guarantee you, just like I was talking about 5 years ago when people were listening to me on lives, when I was doing lives on other shows, where I was talking about the weather and what was going to be going on, and it's happening right now, and it's only going to accelerate. And as Mother Earth's frequency is increasing, she's going through a lot of changes, right? The whole existence right now, everything within the divine frequency is increasing. It's all increasing. It's all having an effect on all of it. Everything. Yep. Everything in existence. Remember, everything is in the divine. People call God, people call it the Great Spirit, people call it. But everything is in it. It's in everything. Nothing is outside of it, and everything's made of it. So when it's increasing the frequency of everything, everything's having an effect on all of it. So making sure that you are building a resilient foundation in order to handle the increased energy and frequency coming into your body. Because a lot of people aren't handling it very well. There's a lot of people checking out, and that's okay. Again, there's no death. But if you're going to stay here and you're going to be part of building this new earth for the future generations, you better build what we call building the inner sanctuary of a resilient foundations. You have to build one to handle all of this extra energy. How do they do that, Sister Honey? How do they, because again, we talked about a lot of things they can do, but people, they do a lot of listening and most don't do it. Some do, and I'm sure there's a lot of people watching more than don't do, but this energy is going to continue to increase throughout this year. And
we have to remember that we're worthy of feeling good. And usually you have to do something to feel good. And it can be really small. So for me, that's going outside, sitting on a bench, putting my bare feet on the ground and looking at the sun. And I do that every day that it's nice enough to do that. If I don't do that, then I'm trying to sit in front of like a happy light or put on my infrared mask and remember to do that every day. Those are things that we really need to do that are foundational. Another thing that has been going around my community is that you can take sea salt. So make sure it's sea salt and not table salt. Put it in a cookie sheet, on a cookie sheet or something, maybe in a little tray, and put your feet on it and basically really absorb the energy from that salt, because we are a salt battery. Our body is made of light. We need all those minerals. And we're basically, the water in our body is salty. Your tears are salty. You need that salt. You need those minerals, and it really helps. And your feet actually have a tremendous amount of pores that will absorb that. And a lot of people feel tremendously better after they do that for 10 minutes. So do the things that you can and follow through with them. That's the biggest thing. Make a plan, prep for it the night before if you have to get yourself to do it, and do it because you're worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things coming to light, even like with cholesterol, and I don't want to get into it too deep, but, you know, just look it up, the new studies coming out, what they're saying, you know, the food pyramid that was just flipped upside down. You really gotta look at what you're doing to take care of yourself. Again, your energy body is the most important thing. It is the most important thing because it affects your physical body. And what are you going to do as this energy continues to increase? Are you meditating? Are you breathing? Are you standing on a grounding mat? Do you have negative ions going on in your sanctuary? Do you have a place in your home that's your sanctuary? Do you have a spot in your yard somewhere? Do you have any place where you can just come and be silent? You can come and breathe. You can come and declare and decree. You can meditate. You can breathe. You can just be in peace. Your room. I mean, you know, it's interesting. I look at all the things that the divine pays through me a month, and I'm like, I'm going to have a room in every place that I have that is my sanctuary, you know, and that's just the way it is. And you know, I'm a sovereign being. So if that's what I want, then that's what I'm going to get. And that's the way you've got to look at it. You don't need to worry about offending someone. You need to take care of yourself, the connection with the divine, number one, and yourself, number two. And don't worry about everybody else and all these other people's problems. And you're like the savior of the world. If that's who you are, you got to focus on you, your relationship with the divine, that connection, which helps increase your frequency, gives you better discernment, gives you clearer vision of your divine blueprint, right, on the path that you need to walk down, and then yourself. And let everybody else, you know, flow their journey, flow yours.
I've been noticing a lot on the human resonance. I keep an eye on that, and I've been noticing a lot of these intense whiteouts on the spectrogram charts when you're watching it. And when I watch it, you know, I'm very good at pattern recognition, so I'm seeing how it's affecting people and seeing how people act differently when we have these spikes. And you know, you look at the how the brain operates in frequency ranges like delta, theta, alpha, and guess what's right in that overlapping zone? That 7.83 hertz range, which is the human resonance. So what my question is, honey, is there a connection between human consciousness and this frequency between the earth?
Yeah, it was basically the human body. So as we go forward, you know, a lot of people believe in other civilizations and other places. Well, let's just take, for example, the Pleiadians. People think that the Pleiadians live in the Pleiades, and yes, they do. So it's made for them. They're tuned to that area, right? So our human body is tuned to Earth.
To Earth.
And it's the healthiest place for us. So, and we have to remember that the body is a vehicle. The body is your everything, your organic computer, your car, your, you know, everything that you do is felt and seen through the body. So taking care of the body is really important right now. And getting your feet on Mother Earth is huge.
That's interesting that you said that, because that movie that I'm currently watching, it's like a 2.5 hour movie, Project Hail Mary. It's in the movie theaters, but I'm actually watching on my computer. And he meets this little rock entity, and it doesn't need, its environment is much different than ours. Like, it don't drink water, right? So it survived. It's different, and they've been studying the Schumann resonance for a long time, and just now these scientists, it's kind of funny, are realizing that it's having an effect on humanity. Well, obviously it would. That's all we are, is frequencies, just like the moon. Yeah, it is an excellent movie. Just like the moon pulls on our body, it pulls on the tides. You're 70% water. So when we have full moons, it's going to affect your body. It's just what it is. It's all frequencies and vibrations. But yeah, I noticed when the Schumann resonance has spikes, we see people just having harder times to get through their day. And that's why it's a beautiful thing we're doing over here at Step Into Your Power. Because if you don't know what's going on, you can go over to that community and ask someone. Not just me, honey, or my dad. You got some very knowledgeable people in there, our followers.
Very, very knowledgeable.
Yeah, and anybody who's watching this right now, whether you're watching this live or you're watching the replay and you're part of the community, put in the comments, not just the chat here, because the chat kind of disappears once you're done with the live, but put in the comments and let people know how you're feeling about Step Into Your Power. Because again, are you working on filling your energy bucket and overflowing? Fill yourself so much that you overflow. You don't have to give what you need. You're giving from your overflow, because you're just building more and more and more positive energy for yourself. Everything you do, every email you write, every word you say, anything you're thinking, all of it puts out that certain type of frequency. And everything in your life is created based on those frequencies coming back at you. What are you putting out? It's just like, can you see a radio station? But you can tune into one.
Yep.
Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. If we didn't have this quartz crystal, we'd have no communication. Zero, zip. You'd have no cell phone. You'd have no radio. These things are in everything. In everything. So just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And believe me when I'm telling you, look around at your life, put a column exercise together. I think we're still in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, right, son, for 11 days or something?
Yeah.
10 days. It ended on the 20th. Like you say, there's a shadow of a specific amount of time.
People give different astrologers say different time frames. So yeah, but there is a shadow phase. Some give a little longer, some give a little less. You usually look between 7 to 11 day shadow phase. And Kelly might have a different time frame, so but basically when you look online, that's what it gives you about that time.
Yeah, so put your column exercises together and see what's serving your frequencies and what's not, and be honest with yourself. What is serving my highest self? And my highest self needs to be at the highest frequency level. What's serving it? What's not? Write it down, really think about it, really meditate on it, pray about it, whatever you do to get your clarity and speak with your higher self. It's interesting, Sister Anna, I was telling you this, and my son, my higher self and my communication now is crystal clear. It wasn't always like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like that, right?
It takes
It takes work, but it's well worth it. It's well worth it. Because, when you're speaking with your higher self, you're getting more of that spot on intuition. And again, you are meant to live a life of beauty. Mm-hmm. You are meant to be here to do something significant, not just to be here to exist, not to just be here to run in the hamster wheel. You're here you were brought to this planet at this time in its history that's bigger than any time in its history. And you're here living in this moment. There's a reason that you're here.
Yeah. Well, we all came here together. You know, everybody's playing their role right now. And another thing that we do is a lot of us, we meet up at night and we figure out, well, what's next? What are we going to do next? And we also play. We have more fun in the astral plane. And sometimes we're warring with each other a little bit, you know? I mean, we're cleaning stuff up energetically up there too.
Me and Honey go surfing from time to time in the astral plane.
Yeah, we go surfing on light.
Yeah.
You know, so really have fun with your life. You know, that's what we're going into. We have to let go of all that yucky old construct. We don't need it. We're beautiful, happy beings, and we can be that way most of the time, you know, unless we're really paying attention to something and being serious about something. But you can always have love and joy in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. And, you know, Sister Honey, one thing I'd like to do as we're ending this today is do a grounding. If you could do a grounding and get everybody grounded and get them reset so they can move, you know, from this live, and give them some good grounding before we leave today.
Honey is glowing today. I just might add. I don't know if you did some meditation.
Because it's hot up here and I don't want the air conditioner.
Oh, yeah. People even said that in the chat. They're like, Honey's glowing. I'm like,
yeah, Honey is red.
Well, I thought you were glowing. I thought you did a meditation before.
No,
you know?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just a hot addict, guys, I
guess. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so let's take a really nice deep breath as we kind of get grounded and prepare ourselves for the next let's say April. Okay, for the end of March and April. So take a nice deep breath. And I want you to think about your feet for a minute. And remember that you are made of light. Okay? And I want you to grow roots from your feet. And if you're in the upstairs, I want you to grow those roots all the way down through the house, down through the foundation, into the dirt. And I want you to mingle those roots with the trees, with the tree roots. And I want you to be able to hear them talking to you. I want you to be able to feel their energy. They're so grounded. And I want you to pull that energy up into your body and really feel that within your body. And it's a deep calm that you're creating. And for as long as you're sitting there, I want you to keep those roots in the ground. And you can detach from them when you want to get up, but really feel that in your body, that calm, that green, calm energy, maybe a hint of pink all around you. Because you are love. That's what you're here for, is to be unconditionally loving to yourself first and then to others.
So true.
Yep, because we're all one. We are, all cells in the body of Source. So remember who you are, how amazing you are, and just take care of yourself through these next few weeks. It's going to be pretty interesting. Yeah.
And come on over and join us at stepintoyourpower.com. Again, what does it take you? Some time. And come on in and participate. Joining and not participating, okay. I mean, joining is a good step. Participating is even a better step. And everyone that, again, are you part of the community? Let everybody know how you're feeling and what the community is all about, and invite them in, because that's what we're all about. We're all here to help each other raise our frequency together, to shine our light together.
Mm-hmm.
That's so important. That's really cool. What are you putting that up, son? You got all kinds of stuff going on over there.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing. I'm seeing things pop up all over the place. But I know one thing, I love you all so much. And I know that Sister Honey does and my son does.
Yeah.
They could tell you yourself, but we love you
We
so
love
much.
you guys. Yeah.
We do. And what I was just going is reminding you guys to like and subscribe, please. It helps the video get into the algorithm. And I was thanking you guys. Thank you for being here, watching the video, and putting your energy into our content, because that's a lot. It means a lot to us. And we hope to see you guys over in the community on stepintoyourpower.com.
Love you all.
Love
Have a
you
wonderful,
guys.
wonderful day. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.